All right, that isn't good. That's going to be one of the top 5 problems that we're going to be going over on this Volkswagen Tiguan. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the high pressure fuel pump that's located under the hood. Now, this vehicle has 2 fuel pumps. There's a electric pump that's in the gas tank that's pumping about 80 psi up to the front. And then because this vehicle has direct injection, you need to up the pressure to 500 to almost 1700 psi, and we're going to do that with a mechanical pump. Now, when this mechanical pump fails, you're going to end up with a check engine light with a code P0087, or you can also have some drivability issues. It may be running rough, and worst case, the vehicle is not going to start. This pump is driven off the camshaft, so when you have this out, you want to make sure the lobe on the camshaft is not worn or scored dramatically, or there's a cam follower, and if that's broken or missing, then this isn't even going to pump. So check that out while you have this apart. Now, because this vehicle has direct injection, no fuel goes past the valves, and that brings us into the next problem, which is carbon buildup on the intake valves. Now, that's not just for this vehicle, this is for any vehicle that has direct injection, but it is a problem with this vehicle. You are going to end up with a check engine light and a misfire code P0300 through 304. How you're going to fix this is doing a top engine clean with a special type of cleaner to clean off any of that carbon buildup. Sometimes they use even crushed walnut shells to clean off the valves because it's going to be safe for the engine. It's going to not damage any of the components. Moving on to the intake manifold. Now, they've had a lot of problems in some of the early models of this generation. The intake manifold runners, there's little flaps in there that would break or get stuck and cause a check engine light. You're going to get a code P2015, which it could give you a drivability issue, like not able to accelerate quite as quickly or a little bit sluggish. And the only fix for that is to replace the intake manifold. It's not that big of an issue with some of the later models, but if you need an intake manifold, you can order those at oneauto.com. Now we're back at the rear. If you have a growling noise coming from the rear, or maybe you even notice it when you're turning one way or another, the sound will change. It'll either go away or get worse. Most likely you have a bad wheel bearing and it's going to need to be replaced. You can also put it up in the air, give it a spin, compare it to the other side, but grab the top of the wheel and the bottom. Sometimes there's play in there. If there's play, it's definitely a bad wheel bearing. On to the last problem, a clunking noise in the front end. While you're going down the road, maybe heavy acceleration or even slowing down, you may actually feel it in your feet. And it's coming from these 2 cradle bolts right here. They actually stretch, get loose, and that's what's causing your noise. So you're going to have to get some updated cradle bolts, torque those properly, and also torque these other bolts on the outer sides. It's a quick and easy fix.